Hi friends, welcome to or welcome back to the channel Jane Reads. My name is Jeanette and today I am going to tell you about the upcoming releases for October, November, and December that I am looking forward to and have added to my want to read list. Now, before we get into the October, November, December releases, I'm going to talk about two books that are releasing in September that I did not know about when I did my anticipated releases for July, August, September. So I'm going to talk about them here because I've just found out about them and both of them sound really good. So I'm going to move over to the side because I don't have the books for any of these so that I can insert the book covers here. Okay, so on September the 23rd is a new romantic suspense called Girl Lost by Kate Angelino? I don't know how to say her last name. I will figure it out at some point. So it is book one of the King Legacy series, and really the cover got me. It's like, oh, that looks like it's going to be suspense filled. And so it says, Luna found acceptance and a family during childhood, but when she became pregnant at 17, she gave the baby up for adoption and left without a word. Now, a CIA counterintelligence officer, Luna wants to reconcile her fractured sense of self by finding the only blood family she has left, the teenage daughter she's never met. Her mentor, Stryker, promises to reveal her daughter's identity, but first Luna must meet him in the old neighborhood, the last place she wants to be, and then Stryker is captured. And I'm not going to read the second part of that, but yeah, it just sounds really good. On September 30th, we have a love-inspired suspense by Carrie Stuart Parks. I don't think she's ever done a love-inspired suspense book, and I've really gotten into her books in the last year or so. I need to read more. So this is one I want to read, and it's called Escaping the Wilderness. So it says, on the run through the mountains, with only each other to trust. Amanda's privileged life takes a harrowing turn when her grandfather's dying wish places a target firmly on her back, and she's attacked by unknown assailants. Rescue comes in the form of a widowed outdoorsman, Boone, but the threat is just beginning. Unable to trust local law enforcement, they flee across the rugged Montana mountains. As they invade deadly enemies and navigate harsh terrain, they must put aside their differences to survive. But when a family secret is exposed, danger is closer than they imagined, and more than just their lives is at stake. I don't know, it just sounds really good, and suspense is totally up my alley. Speaking of suspense, October 7th, Out of Time by Irene Hannon. I had an advance reader copy of this through NetGalley, so I have actually already read this book. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It is book 3 of the Undaunted Courage series. My full thoughts on this book are in my last August reading vlog, so I will link that below, along with my August wrap-up, which I will also link below. And so it is a century-old mystery, a hidden treasure, and an isolated estate where danger lurks in every shadow. So we are following historical anthropologist Kara Tucker, who has the chance to spend a sabbatical semester on a remote country estate with full access to its vast library and century-old journals. Is a dream come true until a series of strange incidents begin to turn her dream into a nightmare. Someone, it seems, does not want anyone diving into the past and unearthing old ghosts. I will tell you, I gave this book 5 stars. I just loved it. I was so connected to the mystery and needing to know who is behind the incidences going on. Okay, then also on October 7th is The Bridge by Shanna Hatfield. I actually don't know what genre this would be considered as. I thought it was more of a mystery suspense, but then I read a little bit of the description. I'm like, maybe it's not. And then I saw it's marketed as a young adult book, but I don't care. I really have enjoyed Shanna Hatfield's writings. She writes clean fiction. So it says, one bridge, 5 strangers, a Christmas Eve that changes everything. On a bridge suspended above the Willamette River, 5 lives could collide for a journey through hope and hardship in a suspenseful, heartwarming tale of courage, connection, and the magic of second chances. So we're following Sergeant Archer Rains. He has worked every holiday all year for one reason: to finally spend Christmas with his wife. But when a desperate man threatens to jump from Portland's St. John's Bridge, Archer's expert negotiation skills are required to defuse the situation. Then we have Rosalie, a high-powered accountant and mom-to-be, only meant to swing by home for a forgotten phone and a client file. Then her car is caught in the chaos on the bridge. She unexpectedly goes into labor, and her carefully planned world begins to unravel amidst the unfolding drama. Then, exhausted nurse Nova just wants to make it home for Christmas after too many night shifts. When the pileup halts traffic and Rosalie's baby is on the way, Nova puts her own plans on hold to help a stranger in need. Then we have Carter, the owner of a busy tow truck business, regrets taking the call to clear the multi-car collision off the bridge. He intended to spend the day tackling last-minute holiday errands. Instead, he's praying the lunatic pointing a gun at him doesn't pull the trigger. Fresh out of college and anxious to start his career, Ian is running late when his car won't start the morning of a big interview. His rideshare driver turns out to be a captivating girl with a pendant for aggressive driving that narrowly saves them from being part of the wreck on the bridge, sending Ian on an unexpected path of his own. Okay, so I do think it's suspense now that I've read more of it. But we're following 5 strangers and events on a Christmas Eve. Like, what? I am so intrigued. And it reminds me kind of the Fifth Avenue Story Society by Rachel Hawk, where we're following 5 different characters who come together in an unexpected way and kind of see a friendship bloom. I don't know if we get a friendship through them, but we get strangers helping each other. It's what it sounds like. So yeah, I am so intrigued about this. And I am part of, I follow Shanna Hatfield on Facebook and stuff. And I remember when she posted cover options for this book, and this was my favorite option. So yeah. Okay, November the 18th is Hearts in Circulation by Sarah Monzon. This is a contemporary romance. It is a book 2 of the Checking Out Love series. Book 1 has just escaped my mind. Here is book 1. Wow. It was a librarian and a guy with a tattoo. And I cannot think of the name of the book now. It came out earlier this year. I read it. And so in this one, we are following one of the librarians that we met in book 1, who was a side character. And this time she's the main character. And it's with a bookmobile. Little Creek's bookmobile is more of a death trap on wheels than a vehicle of library delights, and circulation librarian Haley Holt is afraid it's going to careen down a mountainside with her in it. Yet she sees it as a way to serve her community and be worthy of the liver transplant that saved her life as a child. However, her fears come true when the bookmobile breaks down and a rockslide traps her in the small hollow of Turkey Grove. What's gonna happen? Who's she gonna meet? It is a romance after all. So yeah, there is more, but I'm not gonna read more because I don't want to be spoiled for the story. Okay, and then the last book I have to talk about is releasing on November the 5th. It's another love-inspired suspense, and it's called The Trail of Mountain Secrets by Darlene L. Turner. This is book 2 of her National Park Protectors series. Book 1 came out in August. I have not had a chance to read it yet. And it says, a case of mistaken identity, a canine to the rescue. Park archaeologist Violet Holtz. That's funny. It's not quite the same last name because Haley from the last book was Holt, and this one is Hoyt, but that's funny. So Violet's wilderness search for a missing family's remains takes a deadly turn when a gunman mistakes her for someone else. The discovery of a grave of skulls reopens a cold case, and someone is determined to keep the truth hidden. Aren't they always? With the help of a canine handler, Maverick, and his human remains detector dog, Wolf, Violet must find the final family member and evade the masked man who has targeted her. Soon, Violet learns a shocking secret. She has a presumed dead twin sister who may still be alive, and now they're both in danger. Can Violet and Maverick expose a conspiracy before this Christmas becomes their last? So another suspense-filled book I am looking forward to. So that is 6 books that are coming out. I do not have any books for December. I think really kind of the fall is really slower releases for myself, because last year it was the same way. I guess most of the books come out like spring and summer. But yeah, so that is 6 books, and all 5 of them are basically suspense. Yeah, I like my suspense. What can I say? So have I missed a book that you are anticipating that I really should look into? Please let me know in the comments below. And I encourage you to read Irene Hannon's book, because that's the only book on this list that I have read, and I absolutely loved it. And I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video today, and I would love it if you would like and subscribe to the channel if you are not already. And if you are, thank you so much. Until next time, have a great day. Bye.